I'm Jay Whaley with Whaley Studios, and I've got a great new tool I'd like to introduce to you today. There's always been an issue with trying to make rings the right size by cutting a blank, the stock to be the right length. So what we've come up with is this little tool that we call the Whaley ring gauge. And what it is a sliding center section which has numbers on it, which are ring sizes, and we have a cutting slot down here at this end here. We also have this developed for right-handed cutters this way and for left-handed cutters this way. So I'm right-handed, so I'm going to be using the tool this way. So what we do is we take the stock that we want to make into a ring, and in this case it's a rectangular stock. And what you have to do first is you have to set the thickness of the stock in this little window. So once I've set that, that calibrates the tool for the thickness of metal that you're going to use. So what I'm doing is I'm setting it here, so that's exactly the width of the metal I'm using. Now I'm going to come over and I'm going to take my jeweler's saw. I'm going to make sure this metal is right up here next to this ridge here. I'm going to take my saw and I'm going to come in and saw the end off. This cutting slot here on this tool allows for a perfectly straight cut on the end of this stock. So now that I have cut the end off and made it nice and square, I'm going to take this nice cut end and I'm going to put it over here now on the size that I want. So let's say that I want a size 6. Well, there's the size 6 right there at the end of this stock. I'm going to put the tool back down again on my bench pin. I'll put my fingers all along the metal and slightly pull it toward me. And now I'm going to saw again. And what I have now is a piece of stock that'll make exactly a size 6. Once I've bent that around a mandrel and soldered the two ends together, that will be exactly a size 6. So the tool also works for, say, half round stock of any width I want. It could be this narrow, it could be this wide. And as long as you measure the thickness at first, before you get started, measure the thickness of the stock right there, set the tool for that particular thickness, and then go ahead and make your cuts, you'll have exactly the size piece of metal that you need to make that ring, that size you want. So this is the tool. It's called the Whaley sliding ring gauge, and it is a fantastic new tool.